It's a fine spring day today, so I decided that I would take the Westinghouse cabinet outside and work on it while the weather permits. Now, you remember in the previous episode that I referred to it as my ugly duckling. Well, I think now you can see for yourselves that it is somewhat of an ugly duckling. One of the previous owners had decided to paint the whole front of it up and down and left and right a nice red color, with a good slap of red paint. But of course, that wasn't the original look of the radio. In effect, the original look was a red back and a beige front. In fact, that is what the P4 designation to its model number says. P4 is the red and beige color combination. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to restore it to its original look. And to do that, I'm going to use a combination of products, which are namely petrol, acetone, and paint thinner. And I hope by using the right combination of those products, I can more or less restore its original. When you want to clean plastic, and I mean by cleaning, I mean effectively cleaning, not taking away paint, normally you would need something like this, pure petrol, which, as far as I understand, is exactly the same like the petrol you put into a car, but without colorant. As you can see, it's just a clear liquid. It smells like petrol though. So the reason why you would use petrol instead of what I otherwise use, which is acetone. Acetone is like this, yeah. Acetone doesn't nearly smell the same like petrol, but it's way more effective in removing paint. Now, normally, the reason why you wouldn't use acetone on plastic is because acetone not only dissolves paint, but it also dissolves plastic. And as you can see, the effect, unfortunately, on plastic is that it discolors the plastic too. You see here, this is a sort of a white sheen on the plastic. Well, that is the effect of using acetone on a plastic surface. So, in effect, if you clean a plastic cabinet, what you really should use is petrol, like this, and not acetone. Unfortunately, like I said, one of the previous owners has used copious amounts of paint on this plastic cabinet. So while it is not advised to use acetone on plastic, I'm really forced to do it to take off as much paint as possible. So in essence, what I'm doing now is to clean the inside of the cabinet with petrol. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to cover up the loudspeaker bay, which you see here, so that when I start cleaning the front with acetone, there is no more paint running into the cabinet. There are a lot of interesting things to learn when you read these flyers which are glued inside the box or the cabinet of the radio. And one of the interesting things that I learned from reading this flyer is that Westinghouse Corporation was apparently located in Metuchen, New Jersey, which is, if I'm not mistaken, not too far from New York. Also, I remember I said before that the designation P4 said the cabinet of this Westinghouse radio is beige and scarlet, or beige and red. But actually it's not the P4 designation that says that, it's the 598, because if you look below that, you'll see that the 599 type is a yellow and blue grayish cabinet. Also, it says below which type of batteries you should use inside the radio to make it function. And as you can see, there are several brands of batteries advertised, which are the Evereadys. There's even a battery brand called Rayovac, which is, if you'll pardon me, typically American, to call something Rayovac or Still-O-Matic and all that, which is a typically American expression, I would say. Also, if you look carefully at the depiction of the radio, you'll see something here which I hadn't noticed before, and it says that for battery operation, insert the power plug into the slots, fold unused length or lead as shown. So you fold up the lead of the AC cord like this, and you plug in the AC plug into these slots for battery operation. Now, I hadn't noticed this before, and of course, as soon as I read this, I had a close look at the chassis, and I'll show it to you. Give me a moment. Okay, so if you have a look at the chassis, hang on, because I'm juggling it with my hand, with just my two hands. Okay, so if you see there where my finger is, there are effectively two slots cut into the chassis. And if you look at the AC plug, you'll see the distance of those two slots fit exactly the AC plug pins. Now, I might try to demonstrate to you what it does, but I'm not sure that will work out because I only have two hands. I have to juggle everything, but let me show you. Now, you can see inside the chassis there is something like a rotary switch. You see it here. Now, if I insert the AC plug, whoa, damn it, if I insert the AC plug into the chassis and you keep your eyes on the action of the rotary switch more like this. Don't know if you can see this, but okay, hang on. So this is how the rotary switch is positioned right now. Okay, so let me put in the plug right now. Okay, so now I plugged in the AC plug into the chassis. And if you look carefully at the rotary switch, you'll see the spring has been compressed where my thumb is, and the rotary switch has moved, oh, I would say perhaps 10 degrees counterclockwise, therefore switching over to battery operation. So this is an interesting little detail I hadn't noticed before. I had been looking for some sort of switch action to move the switch over, but I really hadn't read the paper or the flyer inside the radio actually before, and now that I have, I find that it's actually reasonably easy to switch between battery operation and AC operation. So that's interesting. Okay, so now let me continue cleaning the cabinet. Cleaning of paint, especially from between slots like these, is an extremely tedious process. It can also be quite costly in material because it's no use to use the same swab with which you clean between those slots over and over again, especially not if you use acetone like this, because if you do that, in the end you'll just end up smearing the paint all over it instead of swabbing it away. So what you need to do, and this is the tedious part of the process, is you buy yourself some cleaning cloth like this, or you find some old rags if you prefer, and you cut it up in strips like these. And when you cut these strips up, you end up with small, with small pieces like these. And what you do with those pieces is you wind them on a little stick like this, which this stick is from a cotton swab stick, which I bought in large quantities, but still, these are still a little bit too expensive to be using them for 10 seconds or so and then throw them away. So what I do is I recycle the little sticks of the cotton swabs and I wind these pieces of cleaning cloth onto them like this. Hang on. I think I can just do it with one hand. So, like this. Okay? So you wind them around the stick. Then you dip them into acetone and you use it to clean just one slot like this. Just one. And then you, if you're lucky, you can reverse the cloth on the stick and use it one more time. But then that's really it, because it will be saturated with dissolved paint, and in this case it's red paint. So what you do is you throw the little swab away and you cut another one from the strip and you wind it again on the stick and you do it all over again. Well, like I said, it's just one tedious process of cleaning. And unfortunately, unless some of you find another way of doing it, this is the only way I know of removing red paint from thin slots like these. So yes, you'll need a lot of patience if you'll ever be confronted with cleaning away a lot of paint. Well, this is the result as far as I got for about an hour and a half of cleaning. Let's see if you can guess which side I cleaned today. Well, yes, obviously the left side. Before, after, before, after. And I still have a long way to go to get it completely cleaned. But let's say compared to its previous state, I think this is quite an improvement. But we're still quite a long way off to be calling this a Westinghouse project is finished, guys. I hope you enjoyed the whole series of updates and videos, and I'll be back with other updates on other projects. So thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you all back soon.